To work with you, always.
He is the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, fighting out of Louis.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing.
What a pleasure it is to be here in this environment. What a venue for this showdown. And we're off and running between these two really accomplished fighters. Let's see how they come out. Left counterpunch will score. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. So much for boxing. This is a fight. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. No power in those punches. They are giving us a high-tempo show. And a counter left. What a world championship fight we're seeing, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to see a lot of finesse and skills from this guy. He wants to bury his forehead in your chest and pound away.
Oh man, you've got swarm in your face. You've got to try and push him off, make him go into the rope. You've got to sometimes fight fire with fire. Put him on the blind side of the referee. Get him angry.
He just misses with that jab. He's going to keep his elbows tucked into the chest so he can, despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. It's no secret who has the advantage after. There's the bell to start round two. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Pick a side, will you live, will you die, will you quit, will you try, sweating eyes, who am I, champion till I die, every morning, every night, boy, I gotta look alive, now you can hear the crowd going, wow, yeah.
As it is in most heavyweight fights, don't blink because one big shot and this thing could be over.
I've seen it so many times. One punch changes everything. I've seen guys winning hands down. They decide to showboat and show off them. Blam! It's over. So they've got to stay sharp. One punch changes everything.
Got out of the way of that right hook. Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way. What is this fighter doing? There's nothing behind these punches. Catch and shoot with the left counter. Good job. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. He is down big time. On to the third. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this guy that can seriously hurt you?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to outthink him. You just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket him.
Good counter punching from both these fighters. He threw the hook, didn't land. And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
He misses with that jab. Nice counter punch. He just misses with that big right hand. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. That left count. From this moment, there's the bell to start round 4. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart, because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this guy that can seriously hurt you?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you can hit, and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
That punch landed. Nice exchanges from both men in this round. And he fails to score with that left hook.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
We hear that old phrase, second wind. You've got to find it somehow.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. You've got to relax.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Left counter scores. The game plan to... There's the bell to start round 5. Let's see if they have a plan B after last round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
A big left, but doesn't score with it. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Great counter right hand there. Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. Do you believe this? Right punch. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Pretty dominant round. Let's start the 6th. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going. This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
What you've got to do, Toddy, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one. I'd like to see this fighter protect themselves a little better. Wanted to land the left hook, but was not successful. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round. Nice counter. We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
That's a scoring left hand. Defense is not an option for these two. Knockout or bust for both of these fighters. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Well, he is... Here we go, it's round 7. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Energy and endurance are not an issue for this fighter who continues to be aggressive as the rounds wear on.
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. the strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch. They want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
Good counter punching. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? Nice exchanges from both men in this round. They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. Missing with the left hook. Beautiful counter shot. That hook was off target. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. About a round 8, and we're off again. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going. This fighter has tested their opponent's power and apparently isn't impressed as they continue to walk through all these power shots.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight. And this with that jab. Perfect counter lands. Nice exchanges from both men in this round. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
What can they change? They can change their attitude. They can change their nervous system. So a certain amount of punches per round. Because otherwise, if they deviate from the game plan, they're going to be shattered once again and the fight will be over.
Swing and a miss with the right hook. Punch, counter punch. So much for boxing. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Nice offensive display, landing that left counter. And a round that seemed like an eternity. And we enter the ninth. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Still waiting for this fighter to show some defensive ability. And they get out of the way of that left hand. Nice counter shot. This is certainly an aggressive fighter, but that doesn't always mean success. How many times have you seen a fighter chase a superior athlete around the ring and just get picked apart even though they were the one pushing the tempo? Nice shot with the left. Just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. hook was thrown with some bad intentions. There's a counter shot. Nice punch. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. What would you tell this? We've made it to round 10. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here. When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, someone can take you out with a simple jab. It can be intimidating. It just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
The right hook misses. He misses with that jab. One of the best rounds I've seen this year. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round. You've heard the phrase, finding a second win. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters needs to find it.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow. They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears. There's the bell to start round 11. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim and go for speed.
Hey, those punches add up. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? They exchange punches. Left punch. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round. This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
When you've got a fast fighter, they will cut you to ribbons, and they know it's a matter of time before either you get desperate or the referee jumps in and saves you. This is a natural gift. Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close hand.
This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. At this point, you gotta believe he can't win on the score. There's the bell for round 12. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here. throwing punches. They should be playing defense right now. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
Power. That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Got out of the way of that right hook. Catch and shoot. No rest for the weary. Nice exchanges from both men in this round. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics sometimes to so like to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points. The problem with having a chin that everybody knows if they hit you, you're hurt, you're gone. You've got to protect that, but you've also got to get your shots off. And they forget, you can bang too.
This fighter has tested their opponent's power and apparently isn't impressed as they continue to walk through all these power shots. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Lands with the right counter. Nice job landing with that right hand count. Another win, another unanimous decision victory.
They've done it before, now they're doing it again, and look what's happened. A unanimous decision. What a way, what tactics, what a game plan, and what a result.